How are you doing on your social media postings?
I am doing so good. Yesterday, I got two leads, like two actual IG strangers relocating from California. And when I say two, I don't mean like a couple, like two separate buyers. Um,
Wow.
I know it was like because usually my IG leads have been like a top of mind, like they know someone, right? So like someone like shares my profile with them or like um so it's like associated with like a past
Mhm.
client
Right.
or someone that knows me. But this is completely like someone's looking at my IG, doesn't know me, and sends me a DM.
Heck yeah. Choosing to reach out to you just based on what you've put on there.
Yeah, and I've been looking at my insights, and my insights have gone up. And they keep going up every day I look at them. Super important too to look at your insights when you're doing social media.
Yeah. Have you taught yourself then how to do that, or have you hired someone to help you at all with any of that?
No, no, it takes a lot of hours. Just researching. You got to stay away from researching on IG because there's tons of people selling stuff on there.
Mm,
Try to find more than anything like YouTube, people who are just genuinely giving you some advice.
okay. I love it.
And I was speaking with a realtor in Dallas who I just see people and I DM them. And like out of 10 people that not even 10, I mean like maybe 10 people that I DM, one gets back to me and they're willing to share and he told me, look at the insights.
Wow. So you're reaching out to just get some like helpful tips on from folks that you
Yeah,
think
like I
have
see
a
other realtors who are having tons of growth. I reach out to them and
and
just
you're like,
plain and
hey,
simple, I'm
yeah, how
trying
you
to get
doing
to
it?
where you're yeah, I'm trying to get to where you're at. What advice do you have? What tips? And most of the time my message gets ignored. But this agent did get back to me and he helped me some. He would send me some audios. Again, he's in Dallas and and that really helped some because there's just so much. You really just have to keep posting. You have to stay consistent.
Yeah. So what do you suggest for people as far as what you've learned in terms of like number of postings either a week or a day? What have you heard?
Try to post one every day. If you can, it's too overwhelming. Try three a week. Start there. Start three a week or every other day. Um, but my another big advice, huge for me, is just take all you really need is a 5-second clip. Go do 2 hours of video tour and you'll have like 2 weeks worth of IG reels. Um, and study, you have to kind of go down the rabbit hole and you have to go down searching a bunch of IG good real estate reels, not the ones that are selling you stuff, the actual realtors that are out there growing their IG to get leads from it. And you'll learn more about like hooks and captions and what to say, choose GPT or whatever. I could tell you so much. There's just so
Oh
much to
yeah.
do. But I would say post three a week. Do not look at your followers. Do not focus on the how many views or likes. Just keep posting.
Just keep going and do what's authentic to you, right?
Yeah.
That's probably, weren't you telling me one of your postings that got the most views?
Yeah, it was not an educational, it was just a like a very relatable or funny reel. Like it was just me being me.
I love that. I love that because that's what people I think want is there's so many of us that I think have, it's important for us to be educational, I think, in our content, especially in today's, um,
Right.
more challenging market. Or it's just when they're hearing, our clients are hearing, we have to remember that they don't know what good sources to listen to, right? So
Yeah. And
they're
educational
listening to
reels
everything.
are useful too, but I think a lot of realtors get stumped because they're like, oh my God, what do I say? So maybe just switch it off. You know what I mean?
Keep it simple.
Yeah, I mean maybe do one educational video, then do two that are just authentically you. Or maybe a lot of people don't want to show up, so they'll do, I tell them go do video tours. You don't have to show your face at all.
Yeah, there you go. Start somewhere.
Yeah.
I love that. That's great advice, Josie. Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that. So how is everybody doing this morning? We're at 10:05. I don't have anyone in person just yet, so I was gonna wait a few minutes, but I don't want to keep you all either. And I am ready to kind of dive in, but I'd love to know who's all here with us. I see Lori, of course, Josie, and then I see two iPhones. Do y'all mind either putting in the chat who this is, just so I have an idea of who I'm talking to this morning? Good morning, Cade and Kendra. Awesome. I'll move this down here. Y'all can see my screen okay? Good morning, Lori. I'm trying to be able to see bear with me, y'all. I'm on someone else's computer trying to navigate these different windows. So I'm just trying to get it all situated. Let's see. Can you all see this slide okay, or are the Zoom windows in the way? Anybody? Can you give me some feedback on that?
It's good for me.
Yeah. So are the Zoom like windows though, like the chat and all of that, is that in the way? Are you able to see?
I don't think
I don't,
so.
yeah, it looks pretty good.
Okay. So I'm not sure what y'all are seeing. So, okay, cool. And then I also have it going on right behind me. So in case there's any confusion on where we're at. So I do have a slideshow that I'm going to kind of use just to keep us on track, to share some information. I'm also going to share it in the chat. I'm going to share not only the slide deck just so you all can print. I printed some here at the office, but for y'all who are virtual, I'm going to go ahead and put the link to the slideshow in the chat, as well as some other resources that I'm going to reference later on in the class. So let me do that really quick. Carmen's in the house. Okay. If I minimize this, I hope I can get it back up. We'll see. There we go. All right. My goodness. Where are we at? Here we go. Well, maybe I won't be doing that. Hold on. Here we go. Attach, add link. Why is this complicated? Okay. I don't know, y'all. I might not. I might have to send it to you after. But what I can do is always pull it up so that you can see what I'm going over. I don't know why it's not allowing me to add from. Nope. Okay. Group file. Usually just drag and drop it, but it doesn't like me doing that. All right, come on now. All right, everyone grab a cup of coffee. Make sure you've got your coffee or tea ready. You're all situated. Use the bathroom if you need to do that. Because we are about to deep dive some amazing mindset tools. I'm super excited to share it with you. Hopefully I can get off of the screen though. My goodness gracious. Okay. Fun. Here's what we'll do. Okay, I'll have that and I'll just reference it when I need to. Even let me minimize. Cool. All right, well, this is what's so fun about teaching. We pivot when we've got when technology doesn't want to cooperate, and that's okay. Fun stuff. All right, well, I want to go ahead and just dive in, y'all, and not keep you waiting any longer. So today I wanted to share with you all some, as I mentioned, some beautiful mindset tools that I have learned. I want to first and foremost thank everyone for showing up today and giving me your time, one of your most precious assets. I really appreciate it. And what I have to share today, let me first introduce myself. My name is Courtney Lester, for those who don't know, and I'm on the Modern Roots Realty Group team. That is them. They're so amazing. I love them to pieces. And so for those, again, who don't know, I've been in real estate going on 10 years, actually. This is my 10th year in real estate. I started off in new home sales and construction for my first 7 or 8 years. And then I've now had my license about 4. So that's my background. So very much have been in real estate a very long time. And I absolutely love it. And, you know, last year, I was able to, I've always been very into personal growth and development. I just feel as though I'm very much a learning learner. And I think there's so much opportunity for us to always be learning and growing. And as Josie and I were just talking about in terms of education, I think we as agents have a huge opportunity right now to really step forward in educating our clients. And, you know, first and foremost, though, I think it's extremely important, as I've learned myself, that we, you know, really take control of the one thing that we have control over, which is our mindset and the power that we have within to really control our focus. And I'm going to dive into a little bit of the science here in just a moment. But what I want to also review is kind of my agenda or the objectives of today's class. So what I am sharing too, by the way, is a training that parts of a training that I took. I've been in multiple trainings this last year. I've really, I was introduced last year to neuro-linguistic programming, which is NLP. For those of you who haven't heard, it's the science of the mindset and of the brain and how we perceive information, store and process, and how our thoughts essentially affect our beliefs, which affect our behaviors and ultimately our results. So it's really important to get to the root of our results. It's going to be our mindset, our thoughts. And so NLP as well, it's something that there's so much depth to it. We're going to kind of skim the surface today with some tangible tools. But this is the kind of stuff that guys like Tony Robbins and Oprah talk about often. And so I'm basically going to take a lot of kind of Tony Robbins type stuff, but make it tangible, make it realistic. I love him, but a little less rah-rah and a little more, how do we actually implement this? And what does this look like on a day-to-day basis? So today we're going to review the market challenges and the mindset hurdles that we face as agents, because I definitely want to touch on that. And then the power of NLP and language patterns for success. And then we're going to get into some fun practical tools. I know the slides again are here for kind of a reference, but I really want to get into an actual workshopping some of this stuff because that's where the magic happens. So as Tony Robbins has said, your life is controlled by what you focus on, right? What you focus on grows. We've all heard that saying. And so what is NLP? NLP is the practice of understanding how people organize their thinking, feeling, language, and behavior to produce the results they want. A key element of NLP is that we form our unique internal mental maps of the world as a product of the way that we filter and perceive information absorbed through our 5 senses from the world around us. So essentially, we decide what our model of the world based on the experiences that we've had. And so simplified, our thoughts create our beliefs. Our beliefs are what drive our behaviors, and our behaviors create the results that we either want or don't want, right? So it's important, again, to focus on, to get back to our thoughts. Our thoughts are the one thing that we have the most control over. And so this is a diagram of the definition of NLP, but this is what this is showing is that we've got external events, right? From the moment we were born, we have had different experiences in life that essentially gave us an internal representation. So our brain, we take in 11 million BPS as bits per second of information, but our mind can only process about 126. So because of that, we have lots of information coming in from all of our five senses throughout the day, and we end up deleting, distorting, and generalizing the things that happen around us based on our internal representation. And so the beautiful piece too is that we have to be very aware of how much our, I'm going to call it our IR, internal representation, our model of the world, how much that affects our state of being and our physiology. So I won't dive into the physical health component, nor am I an expert in that, but I do, believe very much as well that our mindset also affects our physiology. We end up, we can have some pain and discomfort coming up in the body when we are not clear on what we want and staying positive mindset. And so our external events, the external events outside of our awareness, right, are what decide our internal representation, and that affects our behavior. So once again, super important that we control the one component of that we can, which is mindset. And so this is where I'm just breaking down the 6 things that we do in our mind. So again, we're taking the all of the V, A, K, O, G. A are all of our senses, our picture, sounds. So V is for visual, auditory, K is kinesthetic, our feelings, olfactory is smell, G stands for gustatory, which is taste, and then AD is the most important, I think, the self-talk. And so we're going to really hone some skills around self-talk today. So our focus, as again, what we focus on creates our behaviors, which creates our results. Any questions so far or comments? Has anyone dabbled in NLP or any other kind of mindset training around these ideas? No? Okay. Oh, good morning, Brian. Welcome. Any comments so far? Has a 12-week year program? Who has a 12-week year program? I'm not sure who this is again. Okay. Oh, gotcha. It's Brian's program. Okay, cool. Well, hi, Brian's program. All right. So then I'm going to move on. We're about done wrapping up the science of it, but again, just as we're discussing some things later today, I want you to have an idea of where we're coming from with this. So our mind, right? The beautiful piece is that our conscious mind, what we are aware of, is really only 5% of our overall awareness. There's so much going on in our subconscious or unconscious mind. And that's what's driving, in reality, our skills, our habits, our emotional reactions, behaviors, buying strategies, attitudes, routines, thoughts. All of these things are happening in our unconscious mind. And so it's really important that we become aware of what we're feeding our unconscious mind. And a lot of that, I think the most important component is our self-talk, but it's also, it can even be the people that we're hanging around, or the movies or the television, the things that we're digesting or that we're allowing to be in our awareness. The unconscious mind really picks up a lot more than we think it does in terms of, what you necessarily perceive or perceiving in the moment in terms of your 5 senses. It's also, there's so much more that you're picking up. And so we just want to be very aware and strategic about what it is that we're allowing into our mind. And so I think it's really important to be paying attention to what we're reading, what we're watching on TV, the people that we're hanging out with. I have had to lovingly self-exit a few people from my life in the last few years, because I found that it was either someone being very negative or someone that I didn't feel really allowed me to be my best self and focus on the right things. And so we just want to be extra aware of all of the things that we're letting in. So the beauty of becoming, aligned and really working in our genius here is connecting and allowing the conscious and the unconscious to integrate and really become one. And so that's what we're going to be doing with some of our exercises today. And I'm really curious to know, has anyone dabbled in like meditation, or does anyone have any sort of exercise currently that helps them to either get centered, if you will, aligned, down regulate, get grounded, any of those things? What are we doing today? Give me some examples of what is your experience or your go-to in terms of what helps you to get grounded, if you will.
I'm listening to, like, I'm driving or in the morning, and I put on YouTube motivational speeches.
Okay. Do you have any personal favorites?
I love Steve Harvey because he's not like rah, 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 like Tony Robbins, although there's days where that's necessary, right? But he's just very real. Like, these are the things that happen. Things are going to happen in your life. You can't expect every day to be good. That Steve Harvey is my go-to.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. I love him as well. Anybody else? Ooh, vibration and singing bowls. Yes, meditation is great. Vibration and singing bowls is a great way to get started, clear the mind and change the energy. Daily apps and videos to help also. Beautiful. I love it. Let's use all the support we can. Yes. Okay, Carmen, same. Beautiful. I love it. I know our team here at Realty One Group are just full of a bunch of amazing, amazing humans. So I know we all have some kind of personal growth and development chords within us, and we're all doing different things every day to stay on track and to stay focused. So that's probably why you're here today. So awesome. And who is the iPhone that says "or ask me" in the phone number? I'm sorry. Can y'all put your names, the two iPhones? I've got two iPhones in here I don't have names for. Kate. Oh, Katie. I'm sorry, Katie. Beautiful. Okay. So let's see, what do we have next? So while this is important is obviously because our thoughts create our reality. It's so true. Like I always kind of knew this to obviously be the case. A lot of these, personal growth and development gurus speak about this all the time. Be paying attention to what you're thinking, but it's so much deeper than that. And I want to be able to give you, my goal today is to give you some tangible tools to be able to catch it. Even, I think, first and foremost, the most important thing I have learned in the last year is how much I thought I had a very positive self-talk and very positive mindset. But I didn't even realize how some of the way in which I was speaking to myself or even out loud was really not conducive to growth. It really wasn't as positive as I thought that it was. And so what I want to do too is today is to break through some of the things that you all might find that are coming up. Some things might be obviously more conscious, that like there's some things that we obviously are very aware of when it comes to limiting beliefs, for example, around, worthiness or money blocks or confidence or really anything of that nature. There's so many small reasons in the back of our minds as to why we're not doing the things we either know we should be doing or that we want to do. And so I'm curious, and I understand it's a vulnerable ask, but if anyone doesn't mind sharing, some of the things, if anything's coming up for you as I'm talking now around this topic, is there anything that's coming up that you recognize consciously is potentially a limiting belief that is maybe holding you back from either performing the way that you would like or reaching your goals? And y'all feel free to unmic yourself and talk to me. Chat's fun, but it's nice to know I'm talking to some humans here. Yep, yep. Yeah, that's so right, Katie. Because we can, changing our self-talk can start, it can start with just cheesy, lovey post on your mirror just to boost your ego. It's so true because sometimes we have to not fake it till we make it, but start to say things that we do know are true. But sometimes it takes some time for us to digest and to really allow ourselves to let that become our reality, become the truth, right? That we truly believe in. Okay. Lori, thank you for that vulnerability and being honest there. That you feel like, and I know a lot of us feel the same. I feel, especially in this more challenging market, you feel like you need to keep a full-time job in order to pay bills. Okay, beautiful. I'd love to help you break through that today. I have a DoorDash app if you want to make this. Oh, perfect. Oh, thank you guys for sharing resources. I love it. We got to do what we got to do, y'all, at the end of the day. Perfect. Okay, so we've got a couple folks in here that are door dashing for extra cash. I think that's a great idea. There's so many ways in which we can have some extra money. So yes, thank you guys. Thank you for sharing those resources. I've also heard of trustedherd.com. I'll put that in the chat, but it's another it's like a for brand ambassadors. It kind of is another kind of side gig where it's not a commitment to a whole new job, but it's something that you can pick up from time to time, and you can kind of browse a website that lists different short little side gigs. And I've done a few of those even this year. So I love it as well. We got to do what we got to do. We got to stay afloat so that we can continue to serve all of our amazing clients. Oh, I thought I could send it. There we go. Okay, cool. So let's get into the tools of NLP that we're going to be going over today. So reframing involves changing the way that we perceive and interpret situations. So this to me is one of my favorite of all of the tools of NLP. And it's something that when we can start getting into a groove of doing, will completely alter the way in which we think. As you had mentioned earlier, Katie, when we, y'all might have heard as I have in the beginning, and still today, there are some days where, I know or I am confident in something in particular, but I do still have the negative self-talk. And sometimes I need to not fake it till I make it, but, write it on my wall or write it down as truth and kind of act as if you will. But if we really get around to reframing ourselves in the moment, meaning we're taking the learnings from something and instead of it being a negative, we're reframing it. We're changing it into we're seeing the silver lining, if you will, which that's the cliche of it, but reframing is a real technique in which we can actually do that. And so by reframing negative thoughts into more positive or constructive ones, then individuals can alter their mindset and emotional responses. And I think this is super important, especially in our world when we have a lot of triggers sometimes when we're dealing with maybe other agents, not at Realty One Group, but other brokerages who maybe aren't as trained or as well informed as us. And so or clients, right? So clients can even, when they're not really in alignment with our processes and procedures, then, we can see there are things that will come up for us. And so just reframing those situations. And I have some examples coming up where I'll dive into this, but reframing those situations so that we can see the positive will help us to, keep a positive mindset about the situation that we are in. And then anchoring, this is going to be a fun exercise where we physically get to anchor some positive associations. So to explain anchoring as well, anchoring we do every day. For example, when you get up in the morning, a lot of us, not everyone, but we'll pour a cup of coffee. Your cup of coffee often is, like for me, I don't even really drink it for the caffeine, to be honest, but the making of the coffee has become my morning routine. It is my anchor that tells my brain I'm starting the day, right? I'm ready to go. Here's an amazing day we're going to have, right? Same thing of like a stoplight. A stoplight is an anchor. It's a physical anchor. We see the stoplight and then we know to apply the brake. It's become, a natural anchor that we have developed. And the beauty is that we can, because this is how our brain works, we can actually set positive anchors, right? So we're going to do that here in a little bit. We're going to anchor some confidence somatically, like physically on the body, so that if we're ever in a situation that is less than desirable, or we need to very quickly kind of call on a state of being like confidence or calm, then we can do that by anchoring that feeling to a part of the body and be able to then access it as a tool in the moment when we need to later on. And then we're also going to be doing some visualization and modeling. So visualization, of course, I want to ask who has played with some visualization techniques ever? Oh, Lori, awesome. I don't know what I'm talking about at times. I feel like I don't know what I'm talking about at times. You do know. And I want to be confident in what I'm talking about. If I don't know how, I can teach others. Beautiful. Okay. All right, well, we're going to give you that confidence then today, Lori. We'll be anchoring confidence for sure. Because you do know confidence, because you have confidence, because you've done it before. And if you've done it before, you can do it again. I love it. Oh, Brian Morgan's program. Okay. I haven't heard of Brian Morgan, so I'll have to look him up. Absolutely. Brian Morin. Okay. Thank you. Awesome. Anyone else taking Brian Morin's? I put a link in the chat. Oh, perfect. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so let's do this. So some examples of reframe. We're going to start with reframing. So some examples of reframes. So of course, on the left, I put some of our market challenges, right? Inventory shortages. If we just look at what's on the left, all we hear is all of these reasons why, right? The environment around us telling us all the reasons why we shouldn't be selling, or just that it's why it's more challenging today to sell. And yes, while that is the reality to some degree, there's also, as I know everyone here knows, there's still so much opportunity to in this challenging market. And here are some ways in which we can realistically reframe some of the topics that are going around the water cooler, such as inventory shortages. So with inventory shortages, embrace creativity. We could look at the inventory shortages and we can think about that, and we can tell ourselves that means that there's less sellers and there's less listings. And so we can go down the rabbit hole of all the reasons why that should negatively affect our business, or we can choose to decide on the right and to believe that to be true, which is another reality. And beliefs are really just a focus on a component of the reality. There's multiple realities going on, right? We all have alternate perspectives. And so I believe there's always multiple realities going on at one time. It's simply the one that we choose to focus on is what will become our reality. And so I really invite you all to, and again, I'll share this so that you have all of these because I think they're great. But when it comes, for example, to inventory shortages, we can embrace creativity in finding off-market opportunities and strengthen relationships with property owners to be the first to know of potential listings. Like that sounds so much better, doesn't it, than inventory shortages? Heck no, we're not subscribing to that, right? So same, rising interest rates. Okay, we're going to utilize our platform as an opportunity now to educate clients on current market conditions and emphasize urgency for those who are on the fence. No problem. Digital transformation. Yes, there's a lot happening with social media. As Josie and I were talking about earlier, there's the algorithms and all the things, like there's a whole lot going on there for us. So yeah, it does take some education and some learning, but we can leverage technology to streamline our process, enhance our client experience, and stay ahead of the curve. We can embrace the power of social media for networking and marketing. That feels a lot better, doesn't it? And then economic uncertainty. We can, yes, there is that. And we can position ourselves as a trusted advisor by staying informed about economic trends. We can provide data-driven insights, not just whatever they're hearing on the interwebs and the TV. We can provide data-driven insights and really help clients to make informed decisions. Right? And the competition. Who here has felt that there's not enough, that the itty bitty shitty committee who's telling you that there's not enough to go around, right? Oh, we just got licensed last week and I'm still trying to watch our company, but oh, I love it. I love it. Well, welcome, welcome. And so competition, we all here, have at one point or another, I'm sure, felt as though there wasn't enough to go around, but we all know, of course, that's not true. And we can choose to focus on our unique strengths and expertise and know what sets us apart. We can develop a personal brand that sets us apart and highlights our commitment to exceptional service, right? We know that to be true. And, regulatory changes. Yes, those are happening all the time, and we can stay informed about industry regulations and showcase our expertise, position ourselves as a knowledgeable guide for clients navigating the intricacies of real estate transactions, right? All of that is true, right? And so what feels better, running down the left side of the list or running down the right side of the list? Anybody? Feels better on the right, right? All right. So here are those are obviously some of the components of the market that I know we're all experiencing now. But some other aspects here are some general mindset hurdles. And I know that we experience, and if this is not you, feel free to reject. But some of us have at one point or another experienced some of these feelings, both maybe in our business and in our personal life. Fear of rejection. One way that we can reframe that is to realize that we can embrace rejection as a natural part of business, right? It's going to happen. And each no brings us one step closer to a yes. It's the truth of it, right? We can see rejection as an opportunity to learn and refine our approach. This is the beauty in any uncomfortable or less than desirable situation, is that there is always simply a learning to be had. That is one of the key components we're going to learn today. And one thing that has truly allowed me to dissociate, if you will, from anything that I feel an event or a situation in which I felt was, again, less than desirable or didn't go maybe the way I had expected or would have liked. It's always simply a learning. And when we can really embrace that and practice that on a daily basis of looking at any experience as simply that, a learning, it is quite a freeing experience. And so I'm hoping today to help you all to really begin to do that with consistency. So market fluctuations, I'll just finish this list while we're here. So market fluctuations, so we can view market changes not as obstacles, but as opportunities to showcase adaptability. A flexible mindset allows you to adjust strategies and find success in any market condition. That is so true. And I know, as we've talked about, the ones, those of us who step up to the plate as we are today, showing up for ourselves and our beautiful minds, as we are continuing to educate ourselves and be there for our clients, we are staying ahead of the curve in terms of the rest of our industry. And so when we can do that, I truly believe that we will easily get through this slower time. And then next year, I feel like, I don't know if you all are feeling this, I already feel some things picking up. And so I really believe that if we stay flexible and adaptable, then we will make it through with ease. So comparison syndrome, this is another, which of course is very easy to do today with social media. There's a lot of that, right? And I'm still a little guilty sometimes of looking at agents, that are doing better than I view myself as on social media. And that's just the reality of it is we can just do our best. And the beauty is we can always reframe this to, instead of comparing ourselves to others, to focus on our unique strengths and accomplishments and to celebrate our wins and learn from the challenges without letting the success of others define our worth, because that's the reality is we're creating our own success, and good for them. And we can do it too. And so I know Josie and I touched on that earlier, focusing on your unique strengths, because she, for example, has had incredible success on social media, being exactly who she is and having fun and getting in front of the camera and not worrying about perfection or it looking like somebody else's stuff, but just owning her truth and getting on there in the way that she does best. And it's rewarded her with many followers. And even, as she was sharing earlier, some brand new leads that she just got from social media by just being her natural self, because that's what they want to see. And then overcoming setbacks. So approach setbacks as temporary because that's what they are. And and valuable learning experiences, because resilience is key. You know, we have to use setbacks as stepping stones for future achievements. Absolutely. Or otherwise, you know, what was the point, right? So we want to always take setbacks and use that as a catalyst for future success. And one of the key components of doing that is taking the learnings. So let's see, maybe off topic, but where's the line, or do you find the line on your online program between teaching and crossing over from real estate advice to legal or otherwise? Which could you get disciplined as an agent? I'm not sure your question. So maybe let's, at the end, if you can save that and ping that real quick for me, and then we will follow up at the end. And I'll make sure that we get you some clarification there. Okay. A few other mindset hurdles: balancing work and life. I know as entrepreneurs, that is something that we all face on a regular basis, for sure. And so we got to understand that taking care of ourselves physically and mentally enhances our professional performance. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters and doing it most effectively for ourselves, for our families, for our friends, for our clients, most importantly. And so we also want to embrace technology, we already touched on, but rather than fearing technology, we can see it as a powerful tool to enhance our efficiency and our reach. Embracing learning and to stay updated on tech trends, to stay ahead of the industry, because that's the reality of our industry and most industries, right? And the success is going to come from being, you don't have to be the tech savviest person, but just still being ahead of the curve. So adapting to change instead of resisting change, let's see it as an opportunity for growth. You know, a mindset of continuous learning and adaptability positions us as a leader in a dynamic real estate landscape. I believe that to be true. All right, I want to check in. How are we doing? We're all awake? So we're getting through some of the reframes, but I just want to give us a really clear idea and some very specific tangible examples of reframing and how we can do this, not only in real estate, but in every area of life. And so the how behind the changing of mindset, I think I have narrowed it down. There's many tools inside the world of NLP, which again, some of you might be familiar with. But I really break it down to the way in which we take the learning and we use it to be a catalyst for success is broken down in these 3 very simple steps. So first and foremost, we have to recognize if we have any limiting beliefs or negative self-talk that is keeping us from optimization, reaching our goals, success. What is, if anything, keeping us from reaching our goals? What limiting beliefs might we have? We need to clear those out first and foremost. Then we install the new focus. So that's what we want instead. We're going to be doing an exercise here in a moment to do this. And then optimize. So taking what we want instead and then future pacing our goals and really beginning to visualize and like put that in place so that our minds can make it our reality. All right, so mindset exercise. So does everyone have a piece of paper and a pencil or pen, something to write with? I want to do a quick little mindset exercise. Is everybody still with me?
I'm here.
Josie's in the house. Lori, yes. Oh, and Lori knew. Okay, I'm catching up on the chat here. Awesome. Thanks you guys for sharing and being so supportive. Awesome, awesome. Okay, everybody's ready. So what I want y'all to do is take a couple of minutes and I want you to journal. So reading the slide, it says, what do you see, hear, feel, taste, smell, think about when I say the words or you see the words money, sales, success, profit, closing the sale, marketing yourself, getting on video, having hard conversations, and managing people? And I just want you to write out some words here. Just write out some, whatever is coming to mind. There's no right or wrong answer. Just take a few minutes.
So we choose one of those words, or what do we think when we see all of that?
You don't have to do every single one, but if there's a few that are popping out, you'll probably notice that there are a few that seem a little more charged, if you will. I want you to take those that come to mind or those that pop out to you, stand out to you, and journal on those specifically. What do you see, hear, feel, taste, smell when you think about money, sales? So first pick a few of these phrases or words that stand out to you. Write them down. And then one at a time, just kind of give it some thought. Get centered, kind of go inward and just recognize what's coming up around these words or phrases. And journal that, whatever it is. Just 4 minutes. Just allowing, again, anything that comes up. We want to trust our unconscious mind. And it's bringing our awareness to this for a reason. Nothing right, nothing wrong. Just becoming aware. We have another minute. I want you to take your time. Don't feel rushed. We showed up today, so we might as well do our best. See what our beautiful unconscious mind is bringing to our attention. All right. Take your time. When you're done, if you'll put it in the chat. What do you see, hear, feel, taste, smell, or think about? The words money, sales, success, profit, closing the sale, having hard conversations, managing other people. Yes. So put it in the chat when you're done. You can just let me know that you're done. And then I would love to, if you don't mind, and I'm sorry, I can't tell if this is Katie or oh geez. The 2 iPhones. I'm sorry, I can't tell. Oh, Katie. Perfect. Katie, do you mind unmuting and sharing with us or putting in the chat what's coming up for you? Oh. Let me unmute. I just asked it to unmute you. If you feel like it. If you don't, that's okay. But I'd love to hear from anyone who's done, who wants to share with us just some of the things that are coming up. Good, bad, or otherwise.
I'll share. I'm always sharing.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. For me, the two that kind of stuck out were money, but not in that kind of way. For me, immediately it meant stability. So it didn't mean like, you know, a Lamborghini or buying, you know, whatever. It just, for me, I see money and I think stability. I think being stress-free financially. And more than anything, think the end goal with all of that is providing and living the life that I deserve, that my family deserves, and that we're, I believe, meant for. And then the other one is sales. And that for me immediately translated to not allowing the current market, whatever that may be, to dictate my thoughts and what I know I am capable of.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And what I love about this, Josie, is what was your the first word you used when you said money? Stability?
Yes.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. And what I want to point out with your beautiful example here is when we are unconsciously motivated by two things. We're either motivated towards something or away from. A really great example, typically with money, is, well, I want to be debt free. That would be an example of an away from motivation, because we're not as much motivated. Are we really motivated by the money and what we can have, the stability? So I want to point out for you, Josie, that that's a very positive towards motivated piece for you around money, is that you are, when you think of money, that you think of stability. That's a positive, right? That's something that it can give you. It's a very positive towards motivation. And so I love that. I want to point out here is if there are any examples or any of these in which we find ourselves being a little more away from motivated on any one topic, then that's something, it's an example of some clearing work that we need to do. And so I love that. It seems like for the most part, Josie, you've got some very great towards motivated aspects here, because even stress freedom, it's looking at, sales. It was being able to provide the life that you and your family deserve. That's a very forward motivation.
Yeah.
That's going to be that's the most powerful type. So beautiful, beautiful. Anyone else want to share? All right.
Hi,
I don't
this
know
is
if
Lori.
Go ahead, Lori. Hi.
Can you hear me? Hello. The word that stood out to me is success. So for success, I put becoming a role model and then showing what hard work and determination can get you.
I love it.
And then I also put breaking generational financial statuses.
Beautiful. See, those are both very toward motivation. You're very forward in your motivation there. So I love that. Breaking generational. Love it. Anyone else want to share? Okay, I'm reading, catching up in the chat. Money, annoyance, anxiety, necessity. You're not alone. So those would be very, some when it comes to money. And again, this is very common, but a lot of us are away from motivated when it comes to money. And so that tells me we've got some potentially some limiting beliefs around money that we simply need to clear out, gain the learnings from, so that we can have a positive relationship with it. So I love that. Thank you. I think it's Katie. Thank you so much for sharing with that. And sales, my comfort zone. Beautiful. So you know your strengths, you know your comfort zone. Profit, can't wait. I'm going to take that as a toward motivated. Can't wait for the incredible success and all of the good things that profit will bring. Marketing is fear, anxiety, wanting to run away, disappear, hard conversations. Okay, so the marketing is fear, anxiety. Okay, so maybe some stuff we can clear out around marketing. can you identify, and we don't have to do this right now, but when you have time, I would suggest maybe furthering this journaling exercise around the specific fear and anxiety that's coming up for you around marketing. You know, we're going to do an exercise in a moment. I'm going to teach y'all to take the charge off of these feelings. And so I want you, again, I think this is Katie, to use one of these as an example when we do the exercise so that we can clear out some of this stuff. Okay. Marketing. So aside from the tool, the root fear aspect, looking the part, looking the part, not being computery. I'm assuming that means like good with technology. Same for me with marketing. Okay. So both Lori, when it comes to marketing, your root is trauma. That's okay. I love it. Hey, we all need therapy to some degree. It's okay. I hate that there's shame around that, because this is why we have these amazing classes. There's always stuff to clear out. We're gonna forever have opportunities, to clear out the things that don't serve us. So it's all good. Okay. And I'm assuming this is Katie sharing, with me. So beautiful, Katie. I want you to definitely take note of the money annoyance and anxiety, necessity, those things that are coming up around money, and then also around the marketing. I want you to take a note of that, and we're going to use that here in a moment to clear some limiting beliefs around it. Is there anything else that anyone is seeing? Josie, I love that you're so towards motivated. Is there anything that you sense you're away from motivated on that we have an opportunity maybe to clear? Or get some
That I'm away from,
that
I'm away from, like where I need more motivation in that department, maybe.
not even more motivation, but what is the motivation? For example, your example was like, and with money, it was stability. Stability would be a positive toward motivated when it comes to making money. For some, money, for example, is anxiety or is out of necessity. That would be an away from, because then our motivation is we want to make money, but it's to cure this or to change this other aspect. It's not for, a positive outcome. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. Um,
Like
I
when you
guess
first saw this slide and we're reading through some of these words, was there anything that wasn't exciting? And if that's not true, then let me know. I'm happy to.
I mean, I don't want to manage anybody. I already have 4 kids that I need to manage.
I love it. You're
I
already
didn't, I honestly, I didn't even, I think my brain totally blocked reading that part because I was like, no,
Hey,
no,
good. There you go. Your brain's taking care of you. I love it. She's like, nope, I don't subscribe.
nope, that's it.
I say that all the time now. I have gotten really good at unsubscribing to things that
Yes, me too.
don't serve me.
And you know what? I am slowly getting better at this, and I am still not where I need to be. And I just started this, but one of the things I hate that I do is just mindlessly scroll. And so I've put like a cap on my social media, on the settings. I need to really explore that more because I know there's more potential on the settings, but I just don't want to be wasting time on social media. Just like if I'm on there, I need to be posting something or I'm DMing people, but like I don't need to be just there for a whole hour or 30 minutes or whatever it may be, right? Just wasting my time.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So time management. So what have you done? What have you implemented to help you get around that?
My settings, and on my Instagram settings, I go on there and I have pause all notifications and I have it on quiet mode from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So pretty much all throughout the day, it's not sending me any notifications and I'm not just, because if a notification comes in, I grab it. And before you know, yes, I've addressed the message, but then I'm all of a sudden, watching a video.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, good. I'm glad you're using technology to your advantage. You're using
Yeah.
it to help manage. You're managing it rather than it managing you. Right? So
Yes.
beautiful. Way to go. Okay. All right. So let's get into it because I want to clear some stuff it's good to identify. So thank you all for being honest and vulnerable and taking the time there to kind of do the small first uncomfortable part of identifying the things that might be coming up for us that are standing in the way. I know it's not the most comfortable thing to do, but I promise you this is the key to our success, is identifying the things that are getting in the way so we can clear them out, because that is the goal. So what I want to do is I want to switch gears a little bit. So thank you. We're going to say thank you, Unconscious Mind, for bringing up all those beautiful pieces that we're going to work on here in just a moment. But what I want to now do is kind of switch gears to what we are wanting, right? So I want us to do a quick exercise at the top of your sheet of paper, flip to a new sheet of paper. And at the very top, I want us to write our BHAG, meaning our big, hairy, audacious goal for 2024. At the top of your sheet, write your big, hairy, audacious goal for 2024. It can be a relationship to business. It can be any other area of life. It really can be anything that you want it to be. For the sake of this class, I was assuming real estate, but again, what is coming up for you? What is going to move the needle most in your life and in your business? And here's another this is just a suggestion for a goal format that I particularly love. I think it's very specific. One thing I want to go over today is our SMART goals and how we're making our goals, how we're consciously aware of how specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely our goals are. Also, the T in timely is toward what we want, towards motivation. So making sure that our goals are SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic. Let's go ahead and write a statement in this format. It is now X date, maybe December 31st of 2024, and I, state your name, have easily and successfully achieved this goal. Give it to me. Make it big, hairy, and audacious. I want you to take whatever goal is coming to mind and like double it. Make it 10 times as big. I want the goal that everyone will tell you is crazy. Let's go for it. It's coming to our minds for a reason. All right, it is now December 31st of 2024, and I, state your name, have easily and successfully achieved this goal. You could also use, it is now December 31st, 2024, and I am so happy and grateful to have achieved this goal. Whatever words resonate. Our words matter, y'all. If there's one phrasing or a word, if you want to change these words, and there's something else that's coming up for you that feels even more exciting and charged and good about, use that. What excites your soul? Use those words. All right, now we're getting into the fun stuff. All right, is everybody done? Anyone want to share? Share with me your goals. Don't be afraid. Don't think that we're going to think you're crazy. I want you to tell me, what is that? What would be that life-changing goal that you know you're going to achieve next year? All right, no longer be an employee and be my own boss. I love it. I love it. Sell 6 houses, get back to saving so I can start helping again and start the process to begin my homeless rehabilitation program. Amazing. I want to hear more about that later. That's awesome. I love it. And landscape my yard for my dogs. The goals are slightly reasonable to start. I love it. Let's make them reasonable yet exciting. No longer be employee. I love that. Anybody else want to share their goals? What are you going to have accomplished easily and effortlessly by December 31st of 2024? All right. Okay, I'm going to move on, guys. Learn how to talk like a realtor. You are a realtor. You already talk like a realtor because you are one. I love it. And the more and more that you're showing up to classes and being around other realtors, you'll talk even more like a realtor. It's coming, it's happening for you easily and effortlessly. I love it, Lori, thank you. Okay, guys, so what I want you to do now is we're going to do a quick exercise. Well, it's not quick, but we'll go step by step. So on a sheet of paper, I want you, probably the easiest thing to do if you've got like an actual notebook, an 8x11, is turn it sideways. Because we're going to make 4 columns on the sheet of paper. Okay? 4 columns on this sheet of paper. And in the first column, I want you to write the limiting beliefs. We identified some earlier, those away from motivations. Some of the limiting beliefs that we know, or they might be new. Again, trust your unconscious mind. Whatever comes to mind is coming to mind for a reason. What limiting beliefs are stopping you from, could potentially be a hindrance to this amazing goal? Is it some of the pieces we looked at earlier? That came up earlier? Is it something new? What are some of, and go ahead and list out as many as you'd like. We're going to go through at least one together. And then after you've learned the exercise, you can always go back and clear out some of these after the class. So list out whatever's coming to mind for you so that you have it all down and we can get it all cleared and out of the way. And again, keep in mind, y'all, we're doing a group session, so I've had to modify some of these exercises to group form, and I obviously can't see you or get a whole lot of feedback. So we're gonna do this the best that we can here, but I think it's gonna be still yet very, very powerful. So is everyone about done writing out their limiting beliefs? And and when I say limiting beliefs, that just any negative self-talk, any of that away from motivation, the fear or anxiety around money or around time, maybe the imposter syndrome. Any fears around marketing, being seen, heard, showing up, being on camera. Maybe time management concerns. What are those thoughts or beliefs that you know could potentially get in the way? Let's list those out on the far left column. We only got about 20 minutes here, so we'll make it quick but effective. All right. Are we done? We need another minute? How are we doing? Give me some feedback. You'll have to remember I'm talking to a computer, guys, so I need some need some feedback. Okay. Is there anything specifically, Lori? And you don't have to share this with me. I'm asking for the sake of the exercise. Is there something specific about, can you identify what, in terms of not being social or talking to people, what the specific fear is? I don't mean to label it fear, but whatever that is for you, the feeling that's coming up around that. Anxious, okay. All right, so go ahead and write that down. Anxiety around group setting, talking to others, talking in front of a group or with a group, whatever that is specifically for you. Okay, so I'm gonna let you all finish up anything, again, I just want to let you dump your bucket. Whatever is coming up, like, don't be afraid, let's dump it out because we want to clear it out. Because ultimately, if we don't clear it out, it's just gonna come up and bubble up for us in other ways down the road. So we wanna clear it out. We wanna use this opportunity to clear this stuff. Okay, so we've got a list then on the far left column of the limiting beliefs. For the sake of time and for this exercise, I want you to pick one, and we're going to go through kind of a quick exercise to clear any charged emotion to that. Money versus time, have enough money to cover my obligations. Okay, and dedicate myself to learning the marketing. Beautiful. So make those, bullet point those out in the far left column. Now, what I want you to do is let's pick one. And again, I can't see how many y'all have, so bear with me, but pick one of these beliefs. Just focus on it for one moment for me. Humor me. And so we're going to pick one of these beliefs or thoughts. And we're going to, I'm sure, as we read those words on the page, is there a picture that comes up for you? When you read the words, is there a picture? Can you go ahead and bring it up on your screen? And when I say that, I mean your mind's already doing it, but probably creating a picture, whether it's a moment in time, a memory. It might be a picture of a moment. It might be a movie or an event that we're playing. Bring that up and bring that on screen. I want you to now, you might be in the picture yourself. If you are in the picture, I want you to step out of the picture. Step back. So we're viewing this movie or picture, it might be an event, whatever it is in front of us, picturing ourselves in the moment. Okay? I want you to take the picture and I want you to make it very dark and dim and make it very, very small, like the size of a postage stamp. And I want you to throw it out 5 feet in front of you on the floor or on your desk, table, whatever you're at, throw it 5 feet out in front of you, the picture. Dark and dim, pushing away 5 feet. And now from this perspective, I want you to take a look at the event and I want you to ask yourself, what learnings do I need to take from this event? What learnings are here for me to recognize? And take some time. Trust your unconscious mind. And when you have any of those learnings, go ahead and write those down to the right of that statement in the second column. Any learnings? And if you're getting one or two, let your mind keep going. You might have a couple. From this position, looking at this event from 5 feet away, making the event dark and dim, the size of a postage stamp 5 feet in front of you, seeing yourself in that picture, but now taking the learnings, trusting your subconscious mind to bring to your mind the learnings around this event. Okay, and now we're going to take that postage stamp and we're going to throw it out 10 feet in front of us. We're going to take that postage stamp again. We're going to throw it out 100 feet. So outside of whatever building that you're in, across the street, down the road, far, far away, becoming more and more dissociated. And then we're gonna go ahead and take it and chuck it out into the Gulf of Mexico. Chuck it out there. All right. Now, how do you feel? How are we feeling? Do we get good learnings? Do we write anything down? Give me some feedback. How are we doing? Are we feeling a little bit better? Is there less of a negative association a little bit? Do we have some good learnings? Do we have any ahas? Are we thinking about things any differently than we have before? What's coming up, if anything? Are we just hungry and ready for lunch? Give me some feedback.
I don't know if I don't know if I did it right, but the things that came to my mind were, well, I guess I should share one of my limiting beliefs first, right?
Sure.
One of my limiting beliefs is that I cannot sell luxury or higher priced homes.
Okay.
And when I thought of my limiting beliefs, I kind of, it wasn't that I didn't think of the negativity that comes with that. I thought of the negativity, and then I thought of kind of turning it into like, okay, why? Why do you think like that? So my
Mhm.
things were getting out of my comfort zone, um building connections, and confidence is key. Like, if I'm confident about that, I think it helps me with that mindset. Because if my confidence is really low and I'm thinking, well, I can't get there. I'm not going to get there, or it's just not for me, or I just can't sell those huge, mansions. So for me, confidence too is a way to look at it.
Sure. So when you thought about when you gave it yourself the thought, I can't sell luxury real estate, is there a picture that comes to mind?
Um, when just really big, nice luxury homes. I don't know if I'm thinking about it the way I think I'm thinking about it differently. And so I'm not thinking about a negative picture doesn't come to my mind.
Okay, good. But is there, when you're exploring that belief of where did it come from? When did you decide that you couldn't sell luxury homes?
I think I've always honestly felt that way.
And what's coming to mind?
I think now that you're talking to me about it, I was not ever raised in a home like that, right? I was not around that kind of income. So for me, it's not second nature. It's like an unknown territory. So it's like, well, I don't belong there.
Okay. Are there any learnings around that? If you could take that picture, when I'm
Yeah,
saying picture, we might be visualizing it, we might be more in our mind's eye. I don't literally, I guess mean an actual picture. Something might be coming up, something might not, but maybe a memory or something.
I guess what comes to mind is that, like, someone who probably was born there, their parents or their ancestors, they eventually, I mean, like, somewhere along the line, they came from nothing. So, maybe I just have to start.
I love that. That's amazing, Josie. That's a great learning.
Thanks for walking me through that.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful reframe.
Yeah, I guess I just right now it kind of hit me like someone has to start. Someone has to be the one that just goes, yeah,
Right. It started somewhere.
right.
Not every generation got, maybe such a cush situation to walk
Right.
into. There was someone who started that, um, the dynasty, if you will.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Beautiful. and embracing the power and imagining what they could have gone through and what resources and tools maybe they sought out to do the same. I love that. Beautiful. Okay, so that would be a great example of, so thank you so much, Josie, for sharing that, because that gives me a really good example of what we're trying to accomplish here in terms of identifying where these not so helpful thoughts are coming from, right? When did it originate? Analyzing kind of what learnings do I have from that? Like, why did I decide that? When did I decide? You could write that down. When did I decide that that was the case? And usually you will have an image or a memory or something come up for you as to, as Josie just walked us through, like when she decided that that because she wasn't raised in maybe luxury or wasn't around that or didn't understand the perspective of someone who had that then made her decide that she couldn't sell luxury real estate. But as she's beautifully realizing, as she took another look at the same situation, she trusted her subconscious mind, which reminded her that anyone who maybe is in a luxury space, you know, somewhere down the line of their genealogy, someone had to work hard and be strategic about how they attained that wealth. And that she has the same exact resources and tools, well, different, but she has the same capability of doing the same thing for her and her family and changing the trajectory of her family. So that was so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. So is anyone having some aha moments or needing some help in walking us through? Okay, good. Your picture wasn't negative. I actually envisioned a friend that was rocked, who has rocked adulthood in a powerful way, and both as an individual, a woman, and professionally in a way that is helping an entire major city in our nation. It next made me envision getting a mentor in real estate, Carlin or whoever else, and a social media teacher or app or something to inspire. I love that. Beautiful. So that is exactly what we're kind of going to be doing in the next column. So we're moving on to the third column. We have the limiting belief, but we have now the learnings from that belief in column 2. And now I want you in column 3 to write out what you want instead. Which Katie, I think your mind already went there, so beautiful. But as y'all are kind of thinking through, looking at, okay, now knowing these learnings, knowing that you're capable, knowing that it's doable, knowing there is a strategy and a way to have something different, to be, do, and have a different way, what do you want instead? And when I say, what do you want? Trust, I say that with broad perspective because it's up to you. What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to have instead of that limiting belief now that you have these beautiful learnings? All right, so go ahead and write that down. What do we want instead? Give you another minute to finish that out. And then if you're ready, in the fourth column, we're going to put, how will I know when I have it? So whatever it is that you're wanting to be, do, or have instead of your limiting belief. And Josie, if you want to share, follow your example, feel free. If not, that's okay. I want to be able to give a good example of what we're wanting instead. So want instead is going to be in the third column. Don't overthink this. Again, trust your mind. In the fourth column, we're putting, how will I know when I have it? What is the last thing that's going to be true that tells you that you have accomplished, that you have achieved what you wanted instead? These are essentially another list of goals. So let me know, give me some feedback. I love that. Love that, Katie. I'm so glad that you had a positive experience with that. It's allowing to show you really that it sounds like your friend is driftwood, meaning it's showing you what's possible. And I think reminding you that you're equally as capable and giving you some very tangible steps to getting there quickly. I love it. If y'all want to unmute, just let me know when you're done or write it in the chat. Give me some feedback. We've got a few more minutes here and I want to do a really fun goal setting visualization technique. So I want to end this on a really positive note. But I'm curious to know kind of what clarity we're getting here. All right, beautiful. So can y'all share with me for what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna anchor. So, well, let me explain what we just did. So in the exercise, my goal with this exercise that we just did is identifying some of the limiting beliefs, right? We cleared that out. We tried to decharge the initial emotion that's evoked when we think of these limiting beliefs. To neutralize it, try to find the learnings, simply find the learnings from this. There's a reason it's coming up. We trusted our gut and it showed us that we had some learnings to have there. Then we're deciding from those beautiful learnings, what we want instead of that limiting belief. So now we're adjusting our focus from that away from motivation towards motivation. Okay. So as we're doing this and we're headed towards motivation, we're looking at what are we wanting instead? And then how will I know when I have it is that confirmation of what is the last piece that's going to happen? What's going to happen that allows us to know, that confirms for us that our goal has been achieved? This is another way in which we can goal set. So now that we have a good mapping of this, what I want to do is looking in column 3 and then what I want instead. Again, I am not sitting in front of you, so I don't know what's on your paper, but I'm imagining things wanting instead is going to be ease, confidence, things working in my favor, more clients, more money, more success, all the things, whatever you're wanting instead. It could be flow and ease, it could be peace, successful time management, like whatever is coming up for you. If y'all want to share, please do. It's helpful. If you want to give me at least one word from your I want instead list, one word or phrase, share those with me. Because what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and take what we want instead. If it's confidence, if it's assurance, if it's peace of mind, clarity, enthusiasm, motivation, whatever it is, I want us to go ahead and anchor that. And so for today, trust, security, comfortability, confidence. I love that. Thank you. What else? What else? What else? Success. All right, so for the sake of time, we're going to move on to the anchoring exercise. So what I'm going to do, and again, a lot of this is an example. You can always do this later on your own. For the sake of today's class, bigger sphere. Woo, I love it. For the sake of today's class, because we're focused on our 2024 goals, and I know that regardless of our specific goals, I know success is going to be a big goal, as well as confidence. So I want, in this moment, I really want us today to install the confidence that we need to trust our intuition and our guidance to do what we need to do, take inspired action after this class to go achieve our goals. And so because we, are given so many distractions every day, I want to give us a positive anchor. And so for today, we're going to use a fist because it's easy to do. We can all do it. And more often than not, if you were ever in a state where you really wanted to call upon this confidence, you could do so very easily. Okay, this is just an example of how we can set up a kinesthetic anchor on the body related to a positive state that we want so that we can grab it and have it in a moment when we need it. Is this making sense? Am I clear on the goal here? And so for the sake of today's class, I'm going to go ahead and choose confidence because I think that's something we all could use. And it's something that I know we all know. We have all experienced confidence. So what I want to do is I'm going to read, through this this exercise on the screen, but I want us to go ahead and here, let me explain ahead of time. So when the trick to developing this anchor is that what I'm going to have you do is recall a time when you felt totally confident. As soon as you begin to remember the time and feel the feelings, meaning you're probably going to get warm, your heart might start racing, you're getting excited, or whatever the feelings are that are coming up for you, I want you at the peak of that feeling to clench your fist. Okay? At the peak of the positive feeling is when we're going to trigger the kinesthetic anchor. Okay? And as soon as that starts to dwindle, then we release and we let go. Okay? So with me now, again, this is tricky because I can't see y'all, but with me now, I want you to recall a time when you felt totally confident. Remember a specific time. Go down into your body, see what you saw, hear what you heard, really feel the feelings of being totally confident. I know you have a time. And when you have that time and you feel those feelings, I want you to clench that fist as tight as you can. As you feel yourself going into that state of utter confidence, I want you to squeeze your fist, feeling totally confident, totally sure, trusting, feeling totally secure, totally comfortable, having that utter confidence that you're exactly where you are meant to be, that you know what you're doing. You have utter confidence. Okay, and release that. How are we doing? Are we thinking of some good times here? Are we having some good memories come to mind? Okay, let's do it one more time. Let's think of another time. Recall the same time or another time when you felt totally confident. Remember that specific time. Kind of go down into your body, trust your body, see what you saw, hear what you heard, really feel the feelings of being totally confident. And when you feel those feelings, go ahead and clench that fist. And enjoy those amazing feelings, that time when you were totally confident, totally sure, totally trusting, having success, feeling totally confident. Okay, go ahead and release that. How are we doing? Are we feeling a little bit more confident? Or remembering the feelings of feeling totally confident? Are they coming to us easily and effortlessly? Okay, guys, I'm going to try it one more time. I need some feedback here, guys. I'm not sure what you're doing. Remember, I'm looking at a computer here. Okay, so I want you guys to recall another time, either the same time or a new time. Recall a time when you felt totally confident. Remember that specific time, a specific memory. Go down into your body, see what you saw, hear what you heard, really feel the feelings of being totally confident. Go ahead and squeeze your fist. The peak of that amazing feeling of confidence, of assuredness, of security, of success, total confidence. And when you're done, release. Okay. Beautiful. All right, so that's an example of anchoring what we want instead. Again, going back to my original slide here, we got to clear, neutralize, limiting belief. We're installing a new focus. So for example, today we installed the anchor as an example of just one of many ways that we can install a new focus of what we want instead. All right, and now what I want to do is kind of recap real quick, give you all some beautiful takeaways and then and reminders, and then we'll do a really quick, I know we're a little over on time, so thank you so much for staying. We'll wrap it up here in the next 10 minutes, but I just want to kind of recap and then we'll go into our goal setting visualization. So as we've talked about today, what we focus on expands so that we know that what we want, but when we hear things that are incongruent, so the stories that we tell ourselves, it disrupts our success. So any negative self-talk or movies are going to produce inconsistent results. That's why it's so important that we clear this stuff out when it's coming up for us. 1% of doubt equals self-sabotage. So that one story that's out of alignment can hinder us from achieving our goals. That's why it's so important. I'm so proud of everyone today for showing up and getting a little uncomfortable for me and for yourself so that we can find out these learnings and get clear on some of these limiting beliefs. And I want you to know that you can, of course, rewrite the story and control your focus. That's going to be the key to our success in 2024. Our mindset creates our reality. And we want to upgrade our mindset in our toolbox. So I want to remind everyone that you limit your, clients, your family, or your spouse with your limiting beliefs. So it doesn't just affect us, our limiting beliefs, it can affect everyone around us, including our clients. So we've got to get to the root of what is holding us back and let it go for good so that we can become self-sustainable to be able to overcome failure, obstacles, and any challenges in our life, to let go of the need for someone else to do it for us. We've got to take radical responsibility for our actions and our mindset. So some reminders, I want you to focus on what you can control, which is your mindset. So a friendly reminder to stay in your lane. When I say that, I mean, ignoring the comparative syndrome and all the things that come along with, being on social and being out there and being successful. We have our own kind of success to have. There's only one you, and stay true to that. So when you're in your stuff, I want you to reach out. We have an amazing community of agents here on the Facebook page, on the Agent Hub. And of course, I know we've got many different events and different groups happening, these learnings, these educational pieces that Carlin and the team provide are amazing ways for us to be able to connect with each other as we did today. And that's why, again, I'm so additionally proud of you all for showing up and sharing all of the things that are coming up, because it's a wonderful reminder to each other that we're not alone in this and that we're never alone. And there's always someone who can understand what it is that we're going through or has a similar perspective. So we've got to remind ourselves that we're not alone. Oh, I love this. Good. I love that you love the confidence trick. Awesome. We got to neutralize negative emotions by simply gaining the learnings. At the end of the day, y'all, it's really that simple. Of course, we can always deep dive some of the more, the harder emotions, but I wanted to give you again today, just a quick and easy example of just one tool that you all can use to help neutralize any negative emotions. Again, it's as simple as taking the learnings. Our unconscious mind is bringing the event or the negative emotions up for us to move through. Right? There's not just negative things that just linger. We've got to learn something from it so we can move on and neutralize it. So looking at anything in that way is very freeing exercise, as I have found. So I invite you to do the same. And then we want to install new habits by focusing on what we do want. Always what we do want, not what we don't want. All right, so your homework is some daily visualization and journaling. I would love for you all to go down if you've got any other of those negative belief or self-talks on your far left column that we have not resolved or cleared out. You can always reach out to me one-on-one. I'm happy to help you as we did with Josie. If today's group exercise was a little tricky and you want to connect one-on-one to help maybe deeper dive some of these limiting beliefs, please reach out. I would love to help you do that. But I also, again, wanted you to be empowered to be able to work around that yourself after the class. So please, your homework is to move down that list, make sure you clear out either with me or on your own, any of those limiting beliefs that are coming up, getting the learnings, and then journaling what you want instead and allowing that to fuel your motivation towards your goals. And then find an accountability partner. I think we have some here in the group, and then I know we've got a lot in the Agent Hub, but find one. It could be a friend, it could be a fellow agent, a family member, anyone to hold you accountable to your success. And then take inspired action in the direction of your goals. Absolutely. I think one of the keys to success obviously is action, but even when on the days when we don't feel like doing things, taking that one little step, doing that one thing that we know, we might not be in the mood to do, but we know our future self will thank us for. So that is your homework. Thank you guys again so much for showing up today. I hope you were able to get some positive changes here and during the class and some insights. And now what I would love to do is end with a beautiful goal visualization. So sort of like a meditation. I'm kind of going to guide you here. You're so welcome, Carmen. Thank you. So what I want you all to do is reference that big, hairy, audacious goal that we put at the top of our 4 columns, that big goal for 2024. And I want us to bring that top of mind, right? And so what I want to do is, and for those who haven't ever, it's not necessarily meditation, but just what we want to do is get a little center, take a couple of deep breaths, really get focused and get into the moment, shut off the phone. This will only take a minute or 2 to do, but we want to just get really focused and be present in this moment. Our unconscious mind deserves our attention, and we want to make this beautiful goal a reality. So we're going to take a couple of deep breaths, get in a really comfortable position, whether you're sitting or lying down. And I would suggest closing your eyes. You can do whatever you'd like if you want to keep them open, but for those who want, go ahead and close your eyes and take a moment to settle in to a more relaxed state. I want you to let go of any tension in your body and allow yourself to be fully present in this moment. We'll take a couple of deep breaths together. In through the nose and out through the mouth, just settling our nervous system. Take another deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhaling deeply, filling our lungs with all that beautiful air, holding it for a moment, and then exhaling slowly through the mouth. Feeling the breath flowing through you, bringing a sense of calm and relaxation. Take a few more seconds. Let's do 3 more deep breaths here. Good. And as you continue to breathe, I want you to imagine a warm, soothing light surrounding you. This light is a source of comfort and relaxation. It's gently wrapping around you like a soft blanket. Feel its warmth and let it ease any remaining tension in your body. And as you are enveloped in this comforting light, I want you to imagine yourself in a beautiful and tranquil place. It could be a serene beach, a beautiful forest, or any location that brings you a deep sense of calm. I want you to picture the details of this place, the colors, the sounds, and the gentle movements around you. Feel the ground beneath you, whether it's soft sand, cool grass, or a solid surface. Connect with the environment as if it's a real, tangible space. Notice the gentle breeze, the temperature, and the subtle sense in the air. This is your mental sanctuary. It's a place of peace and rejuvenation. And as you sit or stand in this serene space, I want you to imagine a radiant light at the center of your chest. This light represents your confidence and your inner strength. See it growing brighter with each breath that you take. feel this confidence spreading throughout your entire body, filling you with a sense of empowerment. Visualize yourself confidently navigating through your real estate endeavors. Picture successful interactions with clients. Picture successful negotiating of deals with ease and achieving all of your professional goals. Showing up on camera, showing up in networking events around other people with confidence, knowing that you can and will sell many luxury properties in your career, and allowing the positive energy of this confidence to radiate from you, creating a sphere of success around you. And as you bask in this confident energy, I want you to set a clear intention for your future success in real estate. Remind yourself right now of that big goal of yours you're going to achieve easily and effortlessly. See yourself overcoming challenges with grace and resilience. Envision the satisfaction of reaching your goals and the fulfillment that comes with a thriving real estate career. Take a moment to express gratitude for this mental sanctuary and the positive energy that you have cultivated. And when you're ready, slowly bring your awareness back to the present moment. Open your eyes. Feel refreshed and energized, confident, and ready to embrace the opportunities that lie ahead. Thank you so much for being here. I hope everyone has had a great experience and has a wonderful rest of your day. I'm going to stick around for any questions, feedback. I would love to hear. But again, I thank you so much for taking your time and being here today with me. Now get out there and go kick 2024's booty. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. All right. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy and go kick some booty.